Okay. Hello everyone, welcome back to Summer Explorers Camp. For this video, we're going to be making a craft Chinese paper lanterns. So, before we start making the craft, we're going to talk a little bit about the history of paper lanterns, where they came from, what they were used for, what the different colors mean, different things like that. And then I'll show you guys how to make your very own paper lantern. So I feel like I didn't do this just a minute ago by not holding it by the handle. But yeah, so that's what we'll be making. But we'll start with the history. So paper lanterns were actually estimated to have been invented about 1800 years ago during the Han Dynasty. People during that time would have created frames for the candles using bamboo, wood, or other wheat straw, and then they would have stretched either silk or paper over the edge of it to kind of work like a hot air balloon effect. So if you've ever seen a hot air balloon, you know that it works by lighting a flame underneath, and the flame creates heat that causes the balloon to rise. So these paper lanterns would have worked kind of in that same way. Originally, paper lanterns were used for decorative purposes. They would have drawings of landscapes, animals, gods, dragons, the phoenix, even flowers on them. But however, monks eventually adapted these lanterns to celebrate Buddha. And so a part of that ritual involved Buddhist believers carrying lanterns into the palace at Luoyang. This small practice eventually grew into a huge celebration all throughout China. This festival gained more popularity into the Tang Dynasty, which was, as we probably talked about, it would be 618 to about 907 AD. Citizens would release the lanterns into the sky to celebrate the country's strength during this period. And these lanterns were used to celebrate all the blessings that they had received. So in modern times, this festival is known as the Lantern Festival, and it still continues up to this day. It's traditionally celebrated on the 15th day of the annual Chinese calendar, and it usually is used to symbolize the end of Chinese New Year celebrations. So let's talk a little bit about what these lanterns represent, like the different colors and such, because you see all different kinds of colors during these celebrations. I mean, obviously, red is the most prominent. Red is a prominent color throughout the entire Chinese New Year, and that's because red traditionally represents wealth and fame and prosperity. It usually symbolizes a prosperous business and a thriving life. Another color of Chinese lanterns that you might see during this time are yellow lanterns. These yellow lanterns represent good luck and neutrality, and also freedom from worldly concerns. The final primary color that you'll see during these celebrations are green lanterns. They're usually associated with good health and prosperity and also harmony. When people release green lanterns, they're meaning to attract growth. So, now that we've talked a little bit about lanterns, we can talk about craft. So I'm going to show you guys how to make your very own paper lantern. All right, so what we're going to need for this activity, you will need a sheet of red construction paper, you will need some gold paint and a paintbrush, you'll need either Scotch tape or a stapler, you'll need a piece of cord. I know it's kind of hard to see here because it's kind of clear, but you can get different colors and it'll look, you can get whatever kind of cord you want basically. But for the ones we're using here, it's kind of clear color. And then also you'll need a pair of scissors. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to take your construction paper and you're going to paint it with gold paint. So for the purposes of today's lesson, I've already taken the liberty of painting mine up. You can see I just did some fun squiggles and stuff, but you're welcome to paint your own Chinese characters. You can use the skills that we learned on Monday with writing your own Chinese characters. You can paint one of those, or you can find your own that you want to paint. You can paint a dragon, you can paint any kind of picture, basically just decorate your paper, make it look really cool. So what you're going to do after that is you're going to let it dry, because you want it to be completely dry for what we're going to be doing next. So like I said before, this paint is already dry, so I'll be able to work with it now. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our paper and we're going to fold it so that we're going to fold it lengthwise so that the gold side is out on this side. So we'll just fold it in half. Some of you might call this hot dog style. I know that's what I grew up calling it, so that's what I'm gonna call it. So yeah, hot dog style. And you can see the gold paint is on the outside. Here's my crease right here. You wanna make sure that you crease it really well because this is gonna be an important part of your lantern. So once you have it folded, you're gonna turn the side that has the crease on it facing you, and then you're gonna take your scissors and you're just gonna cut in about 1-inch sections. You're gonna cut about 2/3 of the way down, like I said, in 1-inch sections. And so you're gonna end up with little flaps like this. But like I said, just keep cutting all the way down your paper, just like this. You wanna make sure that you don't cut all the way to the end or it's gonna make your lantern fall apart. And then you'll have to start over. So just be really careful when you're cutting. And just keep going. Just cut this too. All right, so once you've done that, you can see you have lots of little flaps along here, which this is what we want. So when you're done with that, you want to unfold your paper and you're gonna wanna put the gold painted side down. So then you're gonna wanna get a couple pieces of tape, and they don't have to be very long, just a couple. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna not fold it, but we're going to kind of roll it to the center till the two shorter edges meet. And so you're gonna kind of be forming a circle like this. So once your shorter edges meet, you're just gonna put your couple pieces of tape on the outside. Depending on what kind of paper you use, you might have to mash down a little bit hard just so it sticks really well. So I tape one end and also the other end. If you don't have any tape handy, you can also use a stapler to do this. It also works really well. Sometimes it might even hold better than the tape, but for our purposes, we're just gonna use tape. So you can see now that we've created the basic lantern shape. So you can see where we folded it, it's created the cool little like bulgy part, I guess. But yeah, so that's our basic lantern shape. So what we're gonna do now is attach our handle. So you're gonna want another couple of pieces of tape. Again, they don't have to be very big, just 2 little small pieces. And we're gonna take one end of our cord and just attach it to the top part of our lantern. And so I like to tape it in the same place as my other tape, just so that I don't get a lot of, oh, I missed that part. Just so that I don't get a lot of tape in different places. So we'll tape the one side, mash it down really good, and then you're gonna take the other end and do the same thing on the opposite side. So I'll just tape this one right over here. And you can make your cord as long or as short as you want. I think this one's a little bit longer than the one I originally did, but you can see when you're done, it turns into a little lantern and you'll have a little handle for it. So that is our craft for today. Like I've said before, you guys keep using our hashtag. It's hashtag MOTRR Summer Explorers 2020. Like, we love seeing your stuff. We love seeing how you guys are enjoying the camp that we're doing this year. And we'd love to get you entered for a chance to win that $20 museum store gift certificate. So yeah, just keep posting, using our hashtag, and we will see you guys soon for more videos. Thank you so much.